A little more White, and Brogdon especially went 36 minutes. No Grant. Keep going back to that. Really weird rotation tweak there to not play him at all in the second half.
Yeah, that's a good
You get a
point.
little
We didn't talk
Hauser,
about that.
13 minutes there. Yeah, I mean, some people in the chat were saying, did Hauser overtake Grant? And of course, we don't have a
6
Grant
minutes
banner
for
here.
Grant. And okay, let's talk about Sam then. Well, we'll talk about them both because they're kind of
They flipped.
one equals the other here, right? So,
Yeah.
um, man, it really tells you the state of where Grant is, right? I mean, I guess he credit to him. He looked like he had a grand old time at the All Star game. I mean, he was a spectator like everybody, like everybody else, but it doesn't seem like much is bothering him. Meanwhile, Hauser, takes some serious playing time and important minutes tonight. 3 from the field, hit his 2 threes. I mean, he's literally in the game for that reason. And we talked about the 3 blocks. I mean, that's unbelievable for a guy that some people thought was going to be a huge liability for them on the defensive end. It's just not the case. It's not that he's this defensive stopper or anything like that. He's never going to be in the conversation for, all defense, but he doesn't have to be. If he's hitting 43 or whatever it is percent from three, and he can hang on the defensive end, and he's not getting picked on, and people aren't looking to get him in mismatches the whole time he's out there, then that's a win. That's a win for you. I mean, anybody would want a guy like that. So at that point, yeah, what's Grant's purpose? He's shooting better than Grant, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Grant's
He's a
bigger.
better shooter than Grant.
Yeah, Grant's obviously bigger and more physical and can probably do a little bit more on the defensive end for sure. And we've seen Grant go up against guys like Giannis and do his best against them, Batman and all that stuff. But I don't know. I mean, there's something that's been wrong with Grant for a while now. And, somebody in the comments said something about Rob's confidence. I would say the same about Grant's confidence.
Yeah, and Grant keeps getting pushed into those weird in-between shots. That's what we saw before the break from him, where
Well, they figured it out. They figured out a way to get him off the 3-point line, right? It
yeah,
was
and they
obviously
haven't,
pretty easy.
they haven't done that to Sam. I think Sam moves better outside and off the ball than Grant does. So
Totally.
there's some trade-off there. I think offensively, you're probably getting more from Hauser, and unquestionably, you're getting more defensively from Grant.
But
Though
Hauser can find a
Hauser's
shot.
Yeah, Hauser's been able to find his own defensive game too, which is so important. I mean, his growth on that end's been ginormous. We worried about whether he'd be able to survive a minute out there a year ago. And now he's blocking 3 shots in a game. So I don't think this is a big trend
Matt
of where
Harper.
this is going. I think this is more of a
I
of a
haven't thought of that
matchup thing.
guy's name in a while. I don't know if you even know Matt
I
Harper,
don't
Bob.
know him. No.
I think he had great hair, if I recall. He kind of looked like he was kind of like a slick guy out there, but great shooter. Anyways,
Yeah, and I wrote about the contract thing. We're gonna keep talking about the contract and how it impacts him going into the future. It's good to have a guy like Hauser in case something goes south there. So on nights like tonight where the matchups make sense, it could make some sense to start to look at what a world might be like if Grant moves on. I don't think it's one they want to imagine, but if it gets
who?
expensive enough, the Celtics.
I don't
I
think
don't
they'll
think they
care.
want to lose Grant.
They don't want to. They
It
don't want to keep
depends
him
on the
for.
price. Like
Does
if
it
if
look
they
like
let
a
him.
team that? Does it look like they really care right now?
It depends. I think it depends. Like if they let him go for 14 a year, 15 a year, I know it seems a little high, especially for what he's doing
He's not
recently.
doing
But wouldn't you be a
anything.
little frustrated?
Would
That's what I'm
I?
saying. He's been struggling
No,
recently.
I wouldn't be frustrated
So
at
if they
all.
let him walk for 14, 15, you'll just be like, cool, whatever. I mean, they're in a championship run, Jimmy. He's still an important player.
To an extent, but I think he's expendable. He's not the reason they're going to win a championship, or he's not the reason they're going to lose a championship. Let's put it that way. He's a guy that can be replaced. I mean, they just found a guy in Sam Hauser off the street for peanuts, and he's already taking his minutes. So those guys exist. There's a lot of talent around the league, Bobby. All people need is an opportunity. So I think that the number
How many
started at
guys is
20.
this?
The number started at 20, then it's slowly creeping down to 17, 15. Now you're saying 14. If we can get down to 10, I mean, the
It's not
lower
going
the.
down to
Well,
10.
I'm just saying, then, I mean, I don't know what it's going to. I mean, 12? I don't know what the number is. but I just don't know if there's anything that Grant does great. And now you're getting, again, once you get down to that 12 million number, 12 to 14, let's say, you don't really have to be great at anything. You just have to be a serviceable player in the league, which I think that's what he is. $20 million a year, you have to be great at something. Okay?
He's
you
a
have to be
great
able
defender.
He's not a great defender. He's a plus defender.
He guarded Giannis and Durant in the playoffs last year.
If he was a great defender, he would be in the game getting 20 minutes a game minimum every single game. Facts.
Yeah, I mean, again, this was a matchup thing. I think it was a smaller team.
But if you're a great defender,
you need offense.
If you're a great defender, Bobby, there shouldn't be matchups. You should be the matchup problem for the other guy. Okay? You go in the game, if you're a great defender, you should be able to play defense on whoever the hell gets switched on you, or you're not a great defender. So you can't be both things. So again, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I think he's a good player. I think good players probably get somewhere between 12 and 14 or 10 and 14 million dollars a year now.